Hey there, everybody. Welcome to round one of our red-white draft here for Born of the Gods Theros. So we are starting this off, and our opponent mulls to 6, and we are going to be on the draw. And this seems like a pretty okay hand for us, so we're going to keep this. We'll see if our mulligan... Nope, no mulligan down to 5, which is just fine. I mean, our opponent's starting off with one less card. And we can start off with a Hopeful Eidolon. The card, you can either play it earlier on or you can play it later, and I'm not sure whether it's right to play it early on right now, but we'll see. Actually, I will keep it. I'll keep it for later. Maybe we can put it on to a Cavalry Pegasus or something like that. We already have the 3 lands. If we can hit another land drop, then we can put our Eidolon onto the Cavalry Pegasus, and our opponent has Vanguard of Primaz, and we do have another land drop, so let's try and play the racing game here. Not sure what else our opponent has in white. Seems like he's mono white, actually. And Vanguard actually has Vigilance, which is kind of annoying. God-Favored General, that's where that went. We have another white, so good for that. We also can play Spearpoint Oriod, which isn't an awful play at this point right now. We'll play another Plains. And we will attack. And we get in there. Main phase 2. So we have a couple of options. We can either play our Satyr Rambler, or we can play Spearpoint Oriod and keep our opponent from swinging. So I think we'll play the Spearpoint Oriod, and we'll see what our opponent has in terms of things that he can do. So out of white, there isn't a massive amount of combat math manipulation. However, our opponent's he's going to try for it. So there is the +2/+2 for 2 mana at an instant speed that our opponent can cast. There is Dauntless Onslaught, so he can give both of his creatures +2/+2. He could be bluffing. We could try to call the bluff here by blocking the God-Favored General. That's probably the card that I don't want him using the most for, like, Inspired or anything like that, anything stupid like that. So why don't we try to block this and see if our opponent has anything. He could play Mortal's Ardor and pump it like that to make them Battleize Valor. So yeah, he had the 2 mana one. And he could have been bluffing, so I mean, it's just all a matter of being able to see calls and respond accordingly. So from here, let's go and put a Hopeful Eidolon on our Cavalry Pegasus, and we can at least start soaking up a little bit of the damage that our opponent's dealing. And if we can make our Pegasus even bigger, we can get the benefit of gaining back more life, but not only that, but also dealing more damage to our opponent. So our opponent is going to tap out to make 2 soldiers, plays blue. So he's probably playing blue-white heroic Arceus form. Interesting. He does get his scries off of that, so that's not terrible. However, I do have Divine Verdict for that creature. He is going to get another scry off of it, and he chooses to put it on top. So something that he wants. He only has 2 cards in hand, though, so I at least can feel a little bit better about that. And we have Evangel. So we hit our 5th land drop, and our 1/1s are going to clash with his 1/1s. And let's attack here. We'll get back 2, switch to life totals, and I wish we were 1 land ahead. That we could play both Satyr Rambler and our Divine Verdict, but that's not the case. So he's going to swing with all of those. Oh, 3 colors. My, aren't we bold? Actually, I mean, I was going to play 3 colors too, but decided not to. So let's see what he does with the scry first. So maybe he puts it on the bottom. Yep, he puts it on the bottom. So let's just get rid of that. I don't want him to be able to scry. It's not even a matter of the 2 power versus 1 power. It's really just the scrying, and not being able to block that is also a little bit more awkward. And we do have ill-tempered Cyclops as well. So we can play our nice big 6-drop here and make a bunch of tokens to block. And it's a 1/3. I mean, it can block another token itself, which isn't bad. So we'll go, switch the life totals again. Main phase 2, hit our land drop, and boom goes the dynamite. So we make what, 4 tokens? Yeah. So my 4 soldiers versus his 4 soldiers that are enchantment creatures. However, I do have 5 blockers, so that's not bad. And what are you gonna do? Fairy's Band Trumper. Okay. I can play Ill-Tempered Cyclops. And I don't even know that my opponent swings at this point. He probably doesn't. Yep. So he's not going to. Dauntless Onslaught, which is awesome. Honestly, we don't even have to do anything with our soldiers at this point. We're pretty much just going to get in with this Pegasus. And our opponent's pretty much just kind of overextended his board in terms of cards that he's played. He's put himself in the position where he only has 1 card in his hand. And we are going to play our Ill-Tempered Cyclops. And we can also play our Satyr Rambler because we can't play our Dauntless Onslaught. Otherwise, what we could do is block the Fairy's Band Tromper. I'm not sure if our opponent has anything that they can do to manipulate how big that Tromper is, but nope, he's just completely passing the turn. So, well, we have Titan Strength as well. So we can make our Ill-Tempered Cyclops as big as, what, 5, 6 toughness if we put Titan Strength on him as well. Using Dauntless Onslaught on Ill-Tempered Cyclops and Cavalry Pegasus, that is. So, let's see. Our opponent had a pretty good start. I mean, having Vanguard of Brimaz and, God-Favored General was a pretty good start, but we ended up just having a more convenient... Oh, well, okay. Alright, that's just fine. We had a more convenient pan out of our board state, so it's just fine. Now, if our opponent doesn't swing this turn and just decides to kind of pass the turn or play a creature or something like that, we can just go and we can monstrositize this Ill-Tempered Cyclops. If not, maybe our opponent's going to want to swing. We can declare blockers and try to do some math manipulation. Wingsteed Rider. So we are going to save our Dauntless Onslaught to be able to deal with that Wingsteed Rider. And yeah, he's going to pass it up. And we'll take advantage of the 6 mana that we have floating. So our creatures don't untap right now, which is kind of annoying. But what we can do is we can go and put a Fearsome Temper on our creature, and I think I want to put it on the Pegasus just to make it so that my opponent doesn't want to go and swing with that Wingsteed Rider for some reason. I don't think he would just in general, but I mean, we might as well make the Cavalry Pegasus bigger. The most that he could do is excoriate the Cavalry Pegasus, which he may or may not even have. There's always the possibility. You should always assume for the worst in some of these cases. It looks like his curve is pretty good. He's a much lower end curve, but he has better like 1 and 2 drops than we do. So let's hope that we can just kind of have a board state and scenario that's going to pan out the same way for the next game. So what we can actually do is we can use Fearsome Temper and not allow the Wingsteed Rider to block. And, oh, so our opponent just concedes. Okay. Easy enough. Scouring Sands is awesome. I think we actually do side it in because of his 1/1s that he makes from multiple different creatures. Like Vanguard makes 1/1s, his God-Favored General makes 1/1s, and if we can... the only thing that sucks about it is its sorcery speed. And it does kind of get rid of our own board, but I think we do actually want to side that card in just for the off chance that we're in the position where we need to be using it. And, I mean, Satyr Rambler is probably really subpar. I mean, then again, so are a lot of our creatures. I mean, Cavalry Pegasus isn't really that good in this deck, as opposed to other decks that it could possibly be in, but maybe Satyr Rambler is just not that good. Maybe we just cut that. If we end up not using Scouring Sands, totally fine with that. We could also side in something like Hold at Bay, but I don't know that that's necessary. It seems much more narrow than Scouring Sands, where we've seen a lot of different ways for our opponent to make 1/1s and have 1/1s on the board. I mean, if I'm desperate, I'll swing with like a Necrone Crusader into his like 1/2 creature that gets insanely huge with Heroic and then Scouring Sands. If I really need to. If my opponent mauls. If he mauls to 5, plays that 1-drop, and I swing my 1-drop into his, and he blocks, I'll Scouring Sands, and I'm okay with that play. But I think with the rest of this, I mean, we didn't really see any artifacts or enchantments, and nothing huge. I mean, there was Arceus Form, but I don't know that I'm as worried about that as I am, like, other big things like Gods or anything like that. So, we'll go. We'll see how this goes. Every single Magic game you play is always a learning experience, so if we get punished for it, so be it. And, wow. Do I want to keep this? I really want to keep this, but I don't think I can. I mean, if we can draw lands from this point, it's really, really good, but I have a feeling like that's not going to happen, so... It's Mulligan. And that's not much better. That's definitely not much better. Go to 5. That's fine. At least we have 2 lands. That's the most lands that we've seen so far. Our opponent has the benefit of us starting with 5 lands. I guess 6 if you count the draw off the top. And at least he doesn't have a turn 1 play. So, winning. I guess there's really no difference for us between playing a Plains or something, or a Mountain turn 1. Not with this hand, at least. So we'll see. He could play turn 2. No 2-drop, please. Please no 2-drop. No. Vanguard again. Damn it. So 2 Plains. Yeah, why don't we play a Mountain? Mix it up. And he's pretty much setting himself up for like almost exactly the same board state that he had. God-Favored General? Oh, wow, no. Soldier of the Pantheon. Wow. Well, I guess that kind of makes our Scouring Sands a little bit better in God-Favored General. Oh, how I would love to top deck Scouring Sands right now. If there's any card that I want to see right now, it is definitely Scouring Sands. And that's not Scouring Sands. You are not Scouring Sands. Well. Anything that we swing with at this point... I'm thinking about Skull Cleaver, that is. Anything we swing into and get blocked by is pretty much going to trade, except for God-Favored General, so... let's swing for 4. I don't think we're even playing any multicolor creatures anyway. I think Scouring Sands was definitely the right call to side in. So he just takes 4, which is fine. We have a 2/2 blocker for future turns. Or 2/2 chump blocker, because our opponent could have a wide array of different pump spells that he could use on us. And he's going to Wingsteed Rider. Ah, damn. Wow. I mean, playing removal on God-Favored General seems so awful. However, I think what we do here is we will play that and play Fearsome Temper just to get another blocker out there. And now we have a 3/3. And if our opponent decides to swing in, we just kind of are going to play off of whether or not he has a combat trick. What he does here will probably give us a... So he decides not to. So he's either leaving mana open for a creature or leaving mana open for a pump spell. Now, if he swings here, he's either trying to bluff very, very hard, or he really wants to keep that soldier. Why do you want to keep that soldier? No, he wants to swing with it. Well, why don't we try it? We're gonna get something, maybe. Nah, I guess I should have blocked with the Corone Crusader, too. Battle-Wise Valor. Sure, I lose a Skull Cleaver. But you lose a soldier? Yeah, worth. Well, not really worth, but worth. Driving Philosopher, Bears dot deck. Another Fearsome Temper. Jeez. Huh. I don't know if it's necessary for us to... Well, alright, I guess if we make another 1/1, it makes the likelihood of him swinging with creatures that are not Wingsteed Rider much less likely. Yeah, and he is going to tap the mana for that. And then if he decides to start swinging... I mean, Wingsteed Rider is going to swing, and we're just going to get rid of it. But he could swing with the rest of his brigade, and he's not going to. Which is a good thing, because I don't want that God-Favored General to keep on tapping and untapping. And yes! Awesome. Wait, actually, no, not awesome, because it gets rid of our 1/1. Oh, wow, that is so awkward. I mean, we get rid of Wingsteed Rider first. That's just an awkward board state. Now, if he decides to swing with everything, he's swinging for 5, 6, 7. We block 2, so ideally we can block Vanguard, and we can... Favorite Hoplite. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's still awkward. So, I mean, a 3 for 2 is probably a good trade. We do get the Scry. That's the plus side of all of this. We get the Scry, and it's a Faragax Giant, which is fine. Oh, no, it's only creatures my opponents control. Ruined. I can't believe that I didn't realize that. I thought it was all creatures. I thought it was just a 1 damage to all creatures. Oh, sweet. That's what I get for not reading cards. That's exactly what I get. But no, I think that was exactly the place that we wanted to be playing that card. That is really annoying, though. So we do get our Faragax Giant here. Did we just start trying to race him? We could. Alright, well, let's try and figure this out. So, if we swing with a Corone Crusader... our opponent could block with 3 creatures but trade with them, or he could block Citizen Griffin and like another 2/2 or something like that in trade, so we would get that trade-off going for us, and then we could play Faragax Giant, or he could not do anything, he could take it, and then next turn he would be swinging with everybody. We would automatically take 3, going down to 4. We have 2 blockers. We can block like one of the 2/2s, another 2/2, and then he gets in another one, taking us down to 3, putting us in range to lose. Ugh, that is rough. Wow, this is a rough board state. Well, I mean, I guess we don't swing, and we put ourselves on a much better clock. As much as I don't like that. Well, let's hope our opponent's stupid. I mean, I'm pretty stupid too, but let's hope our opponent's stupid. Nope, he's smart. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if he has a combat trick, he just wins on principle. But maybe we can find a way around this. And he doesn't decide to take it. Oh, that's huge, big, and crazy. Oh, it has vigilance too. That's not fun. Just swinging with that? Well, I guess that's right. That's not wrong. Well, at this point, it doesn't really make a difference. We definitely just lose this game. So yeah, we'll get a game 3. Yeah, I was definitely not expecting that of all things. So maybe our revoke existence is a little bit better now. Yeah, definitely. I rarely play Scouring Sands, but when I do, I realize that it's 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. So what other stuff do we have? Our Titan of Eternal Fire is actually pretty good up against my opponent's like X1s and X2s. If we can get 2 creatures to tap and deal damage, then it's pretty good. Maybe we side in Yoke Docks against this stuff. Portent's definitely awful. The more I think of that card, it's really not that good. I mean, we can manipulate the way things are going to be going, but turn 4 card against a board state of like 1-2 drops is probably a little bit more awful. The rest of this stuff I'm probably okay with. We haven't seen Brimaz. Why have we not seen this card? This card would have smashed him last game. That's okay. We'll see if... Well, we did mold down to 5, so, I mean, we got really close in that game. Yeah, there we go. Is that really what I have to do? All I have to do is ask for Brimaz and I get him? If we can play him turn 3, that would be beyond amazing. And that's just annoying. Yoke Docks, yeah. Worth. Blocking 4 days. So we do have our sideboard tech card actually becoming relevant for a quick second. If we can get another white here. Nope. We'll play Oriod. We'll play the slower panned out game until we can play Brimaz. Then we can put some heat with Fearsome Temper on him, make him a 5/6, and turn the board sideways for the rest of forever. Lead Skirmisher is an annoyance. Oh, he has Vigilance though, so good for that. Yeah, go ahead, dude. I have nothing to lose at this point right now. Except this game. I'm pretty confident with what I have in my hand right now, just because of Divine Verdict. So if my opponent happens to swing in, I am pretty assured that I'm not going to have a awful exchange just because of that Divine Verdict. Like, if I block Spearpoint Orion with Elite Skirmisher, my opponent goes, oh haha, +2/+2. I go, oh haha, Divine Verdict. So I get a way out of a lot of different things here. And I'm not going to see that double white. I have a feeling like I'm not going to see double white this game. No, we'll just pass. There's probably more value out of keeping a Divine Verdict in hand and open than there is out of playing something like Fearsome Temper at this point. And he's going to pass. Ah, double white. Damn it. I wanted to see that earlier. No, let's do it next turn. Because if we can hit one more land drop, we can just go and get rid of we can get rid of, well, not get rid of, we can play Brymaz and we can play Fearsome Temper. Swings for 5. Yeah, that's cute. We'll see if he pumps. Oh, please pump. Worth! Such worth. Unless he has, no. I was gonna say, if he has Mortal's Resolve, I'm just beat. Nah, he just swings for 2. I'm okay with that. Nah, Faragax Giant. Man. Brymaz. Come to play. And now the majority of my opponent's creatures are pretty underwhelming. I like that our Yoke Dox showed up as early as he did. Being able to block that favored Hoplite is really awesome. Usually when I sideboard in stuff, it'll be like, oh, like 12 turns in, you see your 1-drop that you sided in that will help you against your opponent's 1-drop. But conveniently enough, it showed up early. And also, I asked for the Brymaz, and he showed up as well. Alright, so what are you going to do? Pass turn. Sweet. Land drop. 1, 2, 3. Fearsome Temper. Brymaz. We're gonna stack our board a little bit more horizontally here. So our opponent thinks he has a good board state. Nope. We're getting a better board state. And we're not gonna swing with Brymaz. Not until we can double oh, Shredding Winds. Oh, that's where that went. Okay. Not until we can double activate our Fearsome Temper. So I want to choose like Elite Skirmisher and Vanguard to not be able to block. And our opponent is, whoa, that is nuts. Okay. Yep, put 6 counters on it. If you think I am afraid, you are dead wrong. Actually, I'm a little bit afraid. That card's nuts. I don't want him to be able to trade with my Brymaz, though, because that's definitely what he gets rid of first. Alright, so let's see. If I make these two, him and him, I'll be able to block. My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then again, I guess I'm making it so that all my... I don't know if that's even worth it, though. Nah, maybe I just play Faragax Giant here. That or Titan. 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't really have any humans. Faragax Giant, I guess, is just a 3/3. It's a battle of the board states now. I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have insulted my opponent's board state, because that's what happens. You play Nessian Wilds Ravager. And we take him down. He doesn't want me to have a 5/5 creature. Now, if I can... As awful as it seems to be drawing more lands, if I can draw more lands, I can manipulate even more creatures from being able to block. So here, yeah, why don't we block that? Yoke Dox, you served your purpose. Pass? Please? Please pass the turn. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh, very nice. Scouring Sand. Is there really a... I guess there really is no difference for us. 1, 2, 3, we can only... Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So I think we may just get there on... that's really annoying. Um, that's just fine, I think, though. At least he used it now and not at some other point in time. I still get the 2-for-1 him, I guess. Actually, how many? Well, I didn't get rid of anything yet, but I'm going to get rid of God-Favored General and Loyal Pegasus. But on bottom, we don't need another land. I think I was probably more joking than anything when I said, well, if we get more lands, we can just make more creatures not be able to block. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, we would need to hit 2 more land drops. Realistically, this guy is not going to be blocking next turn anyway. We'll swing with him. Maybe we hit for 3. Maybe we don't. I don't think my opponent wants to be trading creatures right now, though. I don't know. This is a really close game. I mean, either way that it turns out, I think this is a very good game. So my opponent's at 12. Ravager is going to Ravage. I was definitely not expecting that. Of all the cards that I could have probably seen being played against me, I think that's probably the one that I would have expected the least. And he makes cat soldiers. They're not humans. Definitely not a human. So he's going to swing. Swing with the whole crew? He probably knows that he can just get in for a ton. Favorite hoplite. Oh, yeah, he is swinging with the whole crew. Okay. Well, I have to block a 12-12. That's just what's going to happen. Soldier. Now what? Now we have what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we make it that Soldier of the Pantheon can't block Brymas. Our opponent has to either take the damage or he's gonna have to block with Vanguard of Brymas. Huh, that's funny. That's funny the way that works. Mean. It's probably what we want to do. Still get a creature out of it. You cannot block me. I get a 1-1. He is attacking. So the more 1-1s I can make... Oh. That's what he chose to do. Very interesting. I don't even know how this game's going to turn out. This is really awkward. This is a really, really awkward board state. Just swinging with him. I have to block. I don't have a choice. He is just eating based on that. I'm feeding the beast right now. And now my opponent has 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have played a land last turn. Crap. That's my fault. Man, that's kind of annoying. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's kind of awkward that the way that worked. I guess I could have played that a little bit better. No, we'll play that. We'll play land for turn. It's not over until it's over, I suppose. But in retrospect, I think I could have done things a little bit differently to have given me a better outcome for this. It's okay. It's a learning experience. Every single day that you play this game, and every single game that you play, it's just going to get you a little bit closer to getting better. And I'm never going to claim that I'm better than I am. And wow, that is awkward. Damn. Yeah, so I think, wow, that's really awkward. Yeah, I think we do just kind of lose here. 1, 2, 3. Target creature can't block. You can't block. And then you can't block. Mainly because he can't be, he can prevent damage to himself. That's why. Well, otherwise, let's go in. I think we just lose this game either way. Our opponent just blocks. Probably blocks with like Vanguard or something, or favorite hop like the Cat Soldier, or Vanguard to Cat Soldier. Either way. Soldier Pantheon. Is there any way for us to deal 7 damage just out of nowhere? I don't think so. It was a really close game, though. Just swinging with him. You sure you don't want to swing with everybody? Oh, but wait. We got a Cat Soldier. Oh, but wait, he's dead. And this is where we get smashed. Proceed to smash. Yep, another land. Yeah, good game. Good game. And thank you guys for watching. Unfortunately, we are scrub citying it up here. However, that was a really close game. Wasn't expecting Nessian Wild's Ravager to show up. That was a pretty close game, though. So I hope you guys can join me for rounds 2 and 3 here of this event. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. And yeah, I hope you can join me for the next one.